Hello everyone. Today in this video, we'll look at IAM in AWS, which is Identity and Access Management. So from here, I'll go to IAM and I've already opened it in a page. So let me show you. So there are few things called user groups, users, roles, and policies. So let's take a quick look on user groups, users, roles, and policies. So now let us look at the terms users, user groups, policies, and roles in IAM, that is Identity Access Management. Okay, so users are the ones to whom we give access to particular services from our AWS account. Okay, so suppose there is a user, I have created a user and I want to give access to EC2 and S3 and Lambda and RDS only to these four services of my AWS account. So I'll create a user and give access to these four services. Okay, now what are user groups? User groups are the group of users. Suppose there are 100 members. Okay, suppose there is a team. Suppose there is a team of developer and there are 100 members in the team. Okay, so I'll make a group called developer and add all these 100 members into the group. Okay, now what are policies? Policies are the way of attaching access of services to user or user groups. To user or user groups, attaching access to services. Okay, suppose I don't want to give the full access to the user. I just only want to give the EC2 access and S3 bucket access. So I'll attach these two policies to the user. To the user, suppose there I have created a user and using from my main AWS account, I'm giving access to this user, suppose A, to only to this two services, that is EC2 and S3 bucket. Now, what are roles? Okay, so now we'll look at roles. Roles are to give temporary access to AWS services, such as suppose we are not giving the access of EC2 to the user, but we didn't give the full access of S3 bucket to the user. In this case, what I can do whenever the user is using EC2 and he needs the access of S3, I'll assign the role for using S3 bucket while using EC2 so that the user can use S3 bucket while using EC2. Okay, now let's move on to the computer screen and look how it works. Yeah, so now we'll look how we can create a new user, how we can create user groups, and how we can add users into the user group, and how we can attach policies to the users directly and also to the user groups. Okay, so first of all, let's create a user. There is no user because this has been disabled. Let me create a new user called user1. Sorry, sorry, it's user1. I initially I'm not attaching any policies to this user. I'm just creating the user without attaching any policies, and it's creating the user. Okay, so the user has been created successfully. Now, getting back to the dashboard again and reloading the resources, we can see there is one user which I have created just now, which is user1. Okay, now getting back to the dashboard, now I'll create a user group. Okay, so I'll click on create group and give it a name, suppose developer, and I'll attach few policies. Okay, in policies and permissions, I'll attach EC2 access to the developer. I'll attach S3 bucket access to the developer. Developer also needs database, so I'll add RDS database access, and also let me give access to Lambda, full access. Okay, now I'll click on create user group. It's creating and the group has finally been created. Now let me get back to the dashboard again and reload the resources, and This is user groups, and there is one group called developer which we have created just now, and there is a user called user one. Now let us check that how many policies have been given to this user. So it's showing that no resources to display in policies because we haven't attached any policies in this. So let me attach a policy into this. So for that, we'll click on add permissions. Then we'll click on add permissions and we'll give attach policies directly. Okay, so let me give access to administrator access, also AIOps operator access, AIOps read-only access. So this three access I'm giving to this user, that is user one. Okay, now I'll click on next, and this three access I have given. Now I'll click on add permissions. So these policies have been successfully added to user one. Now this is the user one, and these are the three policies which have been given to the user one, and it's showing here that these policies have been attached directly to the user. These policies have been attached directly to the user. Okay, so now I'll show you how you can add this user into the group developer which we have created just now. So let me go to the user groups and click on the group developer. Now I'll add user, and here I'll click on user one and I'll add user. Okay, so user one has been added to the group. Now let's go into the user one and check. Let me get back here. It would be easier. And let me go to IAM dashboard and users. And here, if I click on user one, I can see the policies are getting loaded. So here you can see that these three access have been given directly to the user, whereas this four EC2, RDS, S3, and Lambda has been given to the user by the group developer. So what I have done is I have created a user which is user one, and I haven't added any policies or permissions to that user. Now what I have done, I have created a group called developer, and I have added policies of Lambda full access, S3 full access, RDS access, and EC2 access. Now what I have done, I have again came to the user one and I have added these three policies, that is administrator access, AIOps operator access, and read-only access. Okay, so now these three policies I have attached directly to the user. So it's showing that attached via directly. And what I have done is I have added this user in the group called developers. So whatever policies have been given in the group developers, and after adding the user one in the group developers, the user one has also got all the same policies which have been given to the group developer, that is this EC2, RDS, and S3. So this was all about the video, the user groups, users, policies, and roles. Okay, so thank you.